Hey, welcome to our second session of A Town Called Malice by David Kizzia. This is a prequel to our game of Alice's Missing Monsterhearts 2 that we played last year. My name is Dana, my pronouns are he, him, I'm facilitating the game, and I'm playing Zachariah Barnes, also he, him, who is the law in town. Let's get intros from the rest of our players and their characters in character keeper order from me.
Is that me?
Yeah, Max first, and
Okay.
we'll go left to right.
Hello, my name is Max. I use they, them pronouns. I am playing Ruthie Briarwood, who is the local, and she knows everybody's secrets better than they know themselves. Check.
Looks like I'm next. Is that, are you doing
Yeah.
that next?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jose. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Lorraine Briarwood, Ruthie's little sister. I'm playing the playbook, The Criminal. So Lorraine is involved in the criminal element in our town of Silent Falls. She runs a bar called The Dripping Dagger. Most of her criminal activity seems to be related to dealing weed, which she grows in the forest around the town, and also dabbling in prostitution. Not herself, but as a madam, I would think. And yeah, so that's Lorraine.
Stephen.
Yeah, hey there. I am Stephen, he, him, and I am playing I'm playing Clara North, medical examiner for the state, county, maybe. I think it's unclear. But I was once a resident of this town. I left, went to college, and now I'm back to discover what happened to my long lost mother. Maybe burn the forest down, who knows?
Hi, I am Mark. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Alex Holwell, who also uses he, him pronouns. Alex is the medic in town, and he is kind of the sum of all medical care for the town of Silent Falls. And he's happy to see that his friend Clara North has returned to town, and he is continuing to try to resolve his conflicts with Sheriff the Law Zachariah Barnes.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, we're in the middle of Act 1. We're getting to our next scene. I believe, Jose, you're due to frame a scene for Lorraine.
Okay. And so when I frame a scene, I'll be framing it around either the body, the event, or the what's the third thing?
The body,
darkness,
the darkness, or the event, or and so there's a kind of main story pillars, or you can frame it around, I guess, repairing a relationship you have, or you can look after your personal goal. For which there's no mechanics, but it's worth a beanie. It's worth a character point when you do that. In any case.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think what would be the most fun. It'd be fun to have a scene with another PC. Yeah, so one thing, I'll just throw out a couple possibilities and see what people like. One thing, Stephen, with your character Clara, is that her name?
Mhm.
I can imagine you're in town now, right? We've established that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I can imagine a scene with Clara and Lorraine around the body, maybe. And Clara's first investigation of the analysis of the body, maybe Lorraine shows up at the mortuary or something, and to try to get a good look at the sigils on the body, see if she can, so she can carry out the plan that Ruthie and her came up with last time to put those sigils all on some trees in the forest to try to scare people away from the forest. Can I have, because I can imagine that she's also trying to develop a relationship with Clara. I don't know if I could do two things at once.
Yeah, I think
But-
you need to pick one or the other to frame the scene.
to frame the scene mechanically, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, if, when we get to our die roll at
Okay.
the end of the scene or in the middle of the scene, you kind of have to pick one. But you can say,
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is, and then we'll decide which seems the most appropriate when we do pick up the dice, right? So,
All right.
Sure.
So let's go in and leave it open, whether it's going to be about the relationship or whether it's going to be about the body, mainly, and then we can decide when it comes time to the roll. Okay. So, shall I frame? I could say that, I don't know, there's no mortuary here, actually. Now I take it back. Where did we say the body was?
I
Was
think it would
in
probably
your
have to be
office?
stored at Alex's clinic, right? Whatever
Alex's
his
clinic?
It's in the
office is.
clinic.
Or maybe the law whatever the sheriff's office is. I don't know if you have any storage space for something like this.
I mean, maybe it's so poorly insulated that it's keeping that body cold, right?
Yeah.
So
You
yeah,
just have it in one of the cells.
I mean, there's no cells, right? There's
Okay, I thought you had some place to store people for the night, but the thing is, you couldn't leave them there
His
for the
garage.
night.
yeah, they stayed in the guest bedroom. I think we
In the
said
guest
last time.
bedroom, I believe.
Yeah, you said it was in the guest bedroom because the sheriff's office itself. I thought it had some kind of cell, it just didn't have insulation, so you took them all there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever is most amusing to people, to have the dead body, either where people are coming in to get medical attention, or anyone who ends up in trouble with the law just has a body there. I think either will work. We can retcon in any details and make either of those.
Well, it might be fun to
most
do it
amusing.
at the medical office, just because then, Alex could show up and be part of the scene if we wanted. Or maybe so it could be more than more than two PCs.
There can be, but you have to spend a character.
Oh, you have to spend a point in order to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can only establish two PCs for free.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and anyone involved, so either of the two players in the scene or the player who wants to come in can spend that point. Just
Right,
with
but
your consent. Jose is the kind of framer of the scene.
I see. And I had a question about that. So if we're in a known location, like say we're at my bar, just as an example, will we have to pay a point to have like the people who are at the bar, like the bartender who we've already established is at the bar, to have him be part of it as well?
So if they're like becoming a named NPC, and if you want some mechanical benefit of their presence, so like an extra die, you need to spend the character point.
Right, but if
Yeah.
they're just involved in the scene,
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah.
Okay, like the waitress was last time in the scene with Ruthie. She was just kind of there and someone played her. Okay, all right, got it. All right. All right, so I think it's late afternoon. And Lorraine does want to get a peek at the body, but she also has this ulterior motive that she's heard that Clara is in town, and maybe she saw her at one point and noticed the resemblance with her mother, and is curious to reach out to Clara. And so she assumes that the body is going to be kept at Alex's office. And so she just swings by there unannounced. And go ahead.
No, go ahead. Were you gonna say something? Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good. If you want to tell me how how Lorraine finds Clara, where is she working with the body right now? And then we could start the scene.
Yeah, I think that I am like the 70s we established. So I think I'm making a recording in one of those really old style yeah, like the actual ones that like have a whole like spool reel like attached to it.
Dictaphone.
Yeah. As I'm making observations about the body, you know, you can insert some CSI
Jargon.
yeah, jargon here.
And I think Lorraine comes in, like you're very, Clara is very absorbed in the body and taking the notes. And she has her back to the doorway to the room. And I think Lorraine comes in and she just leans in the door jamb and just takes a few moments observing Clara and taking her in. And then at one point she says, "Dirty business we got here, eh?"
I take a look up at you and sigh. I didn't realize the sheriff was selling tickets to see the body.
It's a small town. Word travels. There's no privacy here. You shouldn't remember that. You're from here, aren't you, Clara?
I cut you a look. Well, I have to say I'm glad you remember me, Miss. This is not me blank. This is not her blanking. This is me blanking on Miss
Briarwood.
Briarwood. I didn't think you would remember me. You spent more time with. I don't think my mother ever introduced the two of us.
Well, you were just a young'un last time I saw you, but you bear a striking resemblance to your mama. And Lorraine kind of slinks into the room and kind of just poises herself on a little on a stool that's there and crosses her arms. Yes, you do. They are quite a resemblance. Your mother was a beautiful woman, and so are you, Miss Clara.
I nod. Well, work doesn't really hasn't really done me much good.
Now, what are these markings on this body? And Lorraine gets up from the stool and comes over and looks, lets her face get pretty close to the body, examining some of the markings. Where did we say the markings were? They were on all over the body?
I'm not
I
sure
think we
about
had
the
said
markings.
the arm.
The arms.
The arm, okay.
The arms. The arms. Have you seen anything like this before? They look to be cuts of some sort, or are they burned?
Think
You being the professional, of course.
yeah, the eyes are also cut out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, as Alex reminds us.
Thank you for those medical details, Alex.
Yeah, now I'm not sure I should be discussing the matters of a murder with someone of your reputation, Miss Briarwood.
Well, I guess my reputation precedes me then. What have you heard about me, Clara?
I've heard you're a woman that won't say no to an opportunity to make a profit, no matter who gets hurt.
I ain't in the business of hurting folks. I do like to
Not
turn a
directly.
profit, and I am a businesswoman. I tend to give people what they want. I'm a giver.
Never said you were in the
But-
business of hurting folks. I know that you're I said that you're someone who won't let hurting get in the way.
Well, I think we can agree that this grisly business with the body ending up somehow in the back dumpster behind the dripping dagger is not in my best interest. So clearing this up is something I'd like to do and like to help with if I can. I have a lot of connections in this town, Clara. A lot of ways to get information. We could be of assistance to one another in clearing this up and moving on. You haven't been around in a long time. You don't have any ears on the ground here. But I respect your scientific credentials and expertise.
Okay,
So
so it
if-
definitely sounds here that you are making a move to improve our relationship here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying
I
to
mean,
make a
that's
deal.
what it sounds like to me, considering
Sure.
that we both have, I think, black dice with each other.
No, I
Or
think
you
I have
have
a
a
white.
one towards me. Yeah.
I have a white towards you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you have a white towards me, but I have a black towards you.
Right.
Yeah, so at the moment, you got 2 dice in your resolution pool, Jose.
Okay.
And 3 in the opposition pool.
3 in the position pool. Okay.
Yeah. So if
That's
you
harsh.
wanna even the odds a little bit.
I don't have any points anymore. I spent my point with Ruthie.
Yeah. So Stephen could spend
Is
a
there
point.
any other way? Is there any other way?
If one of us wanted to get involved, we could. So Stephen, any interest in spending a point?
So what are the things I could spend the points to get to give an extra die here?
So they're listed in the rules summary tab. So those are
okay.
Introduce a new PC into the scene, add a new location, add a new civilian, or to add a new special item. So all of those get you an extra die in the scene.
Sure.
I mean, it would seem to me
I think
fictionally
that-
this is your best opportunity to get the truth out of Lorraine Briarwood.
Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna add I forget if we ever gave the woods a name, but I want to add the woods as a location.
I think we already did. I think I did
Are
that
they?
last time. Yeah.
I
That
don't
was how I
see
got
them in our locations.
So they're
it was
in the second row.
Callisto State Park.
Yeah, Callisto River
okay.
State Park.
Oh, okay, I see. I missed that
Was
one.
added in the last scene by Max, I think.
Mhm.
Okay, I see. In that case, I will. I don't think bringing in another PC here is interesting, but
Could it be something about the body, or since it's
I'll maybe Oh no, go ahead. Maybe so the lighthouse hasn't been officially added yet.
No, it's not a kind of an actively added. It's just there as a prompt for our locations from the last campaign.
Okay, I look at you and the lighthouse. I know that's where my mother headed the night she disappeared. Tell me what happened there, Lorraine, if you want me to trust you. So I'll add the lighthouse and add that as give you a die.
Yeah, so Jose, I think you grab a third die, and put it into your resolution pool, and then if you think the time is right to figure out exactly what Lorraine says, you can roll all of the dice from both those pools.
So should I roll and then narrate the response to Clara's question, or the other way around?
That's up to you. I think it makes sense to roll first and then, but you
roll first and see if it comes out good or if it comes out bad. Because if it's bad, then maybe I'll stonewall her. Okay,
that's the way I would do it. But you can do it either way. It doesn't really matter from a mechanical point of view.
All right, I just lost. Damn, where is the dice roller I had a second ago? There it is. Okay. So I should roll the 3 for the opposition pool and the 3 for the resolution pool. And what am I trying to do again? I'm trying to get higher numbers in general.
Yeah, so you want 4, 5, 6s are successes.
Okay.
And so you want equal or more on the successes in the resolution pool than in the opposition pool.
All right, let's give it a shot and see what happens. Oh, that worked out well. I got 2 successes and they got 1.
Yeah. Okay. Outstanding. So to remind ourselves of what your options are here mechanically, on a success in a relationship scene, you can either replace one cult die with a height die, or both players get an additional character point.
Let me just look at that for 1 second. Do you have a preference,
So the black dice, we want to get rid of those, right?
Yeah, so in the kind of final showdown scene, the number of black dice are going to be working against us for a good resolution to our town's predicament. But then again, so mechanically, if I was to say, hey, this is how you become really powerful characters, right?
Yeah.
When you get a
I guess here's the thing. Like, if you wanted to do a scene now, like say Lorraine, like for your next scene, just pursue your own goals, you would get 2 character points, which is what you need to spend to have 2 dice to start with on all your rolls from now on, if you took a character point now.
I see. Yeah. And let me ask one other question. I see on the rules summary, I'm sorry, there's a lot of rules here to get my mind around. It says a spotlight player earns 1 character point if they pursue a personal goal or try to improve a relationship during the scene. So that would be in addition, Donna?
Yeah. So right now, at the end of the scene, you would be getting 1 more character point.
On top. Okay, so I would end up with 2
regardless of the decision you make about the die versus character point. And so what I would say is, like,
so that might be worth it. It would get you 2 dice as like a base for all your rolls heading forward.
Right. I could buy those. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do it.
And that actually goes for you, Stephen, as well. You get the character point if Jose chooses that, and then you have 2 character points.
Yeah, I get a character point, but I'm not the spotlight character.
No, but when you start your next scene, which is immediately after this, you could spend those at the start to give yourself two dice in your dice pool.
I just spent a character point. I just haven't marked it down.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, sorry, all this.
I'm back at 1.
All right, so I will take the character point for each of us. So that puts me to 1. And let me just do that, and then I will come back and narrate.
So Jose, you'll actually be going to 2, right? Because you get 1 for having the scene, and you get another 1 for choosing that instead of the hide cult switch.
All right, might as well do that. Okay. All right. So I think Lorraine's face darkens a little bit, and she looks down at the ground. She doesn't look as smug as she normally does. What did we establish the name of your mom, Clara?
Yeah,
You'd said
because it
Julia,
was
right?
the name of Max's old character.
Julia.
Yeah, Julia.
Julia. Okay. All right. I don't rightly know what happened that night, to be honest with you, Clara. I was invited to the lighthouse. I was in part of the circle that Julia was walking in those days. They were up to some kind of mischief that I wasn't privy to. Julia would only allude to it at times. I know you're a woman of science, but your mother had an interest in the supernatural as well. And she and, let's call them her sisters, were up to something that night at the lighthouse. And like I said, I was not invited, but I was worried. But when Julia disappeared, I was heartbroken. And I did everything I could to find out what happened to her or where she might be. And I'm as frustrated as you are that I ain't got no answers for you.
Yeah, and this is gonna be harsh considering the success, but I still have a black die directed towards you.
Yeah.
I narrow my eyes at you. If you're lying to me, Miss Briarwood, I'm not gonna need to go. I won't need to go to the sheriff to see you brought to justice.
Now. Threats like that, they don't sit right on a woman your age. Toward a woman of my age, a little more respect, Clara. A little more respect. And so I think at that point, Lorraine's got the information she needs. She's made the overture she wants. And she says, the offer still stands to collaborate. I've made a gesture in your direction. We'll see if you can reciprocate at some point. You have a good day, Miss Clara. And she walks out of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All the mechanics are done?
Yep.
Okay. I'm done. Thank you, Stephen.
I think I turn the recorder back off. Back on, I should say, not off, on. Had a visit from a Lorraine Briarwood today. She's lying to me about something. I don't know what yet, though. And I think that's where the last thing you see of me there.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Stephen, you're framing the next scene for Clara. It could be immediately, it could be sometime later, some other place, whatever you prefer.
Quick question. If I want to spend those 2 points to get an extra die, can I do that now or when do I do it?
You should probably do that now. And that means, remember, if anyone else has a scene with you, you're bringing your dice pool to that party, right? So
okay. I'm I'm a good party girl. All right.
Mechanically, this is how we, by making our characters more powerful, maybe save our time. But we all know this is a tragedy of Silent Falls, right? Anyway, so yeah, Stephen, over to you.
Yeah. I think that maybe the scene I'd like to cut to is maybe a personal scene where I'm pursuing my personal goals. And how so I know mechanically there isn't a die roll here that happens in those sorts of scenes. But like, is that something I should narrate then, or do we still play something out?
More or less how you prefer. I mean, you can narrate, and then if you think it makes sense to bring someone else in, or for someone else to play an NPC or whatever it is, then that whatever makes sense, whatever you want to spend
Because
the
I
time
love
on.
the idea if we're just gonna play towards like a kind of low level creepiness. I think that I have gone out to the lighthouse to investigate what's there. And I think it is this like it's run down, like there are sort of stairs leading up, but like this lighthouse has been abandoned for a long time, and like half the stairs are missing. And like while I'm looking through like these old photographs lining along the walls, I just like the idea that someone who has no reason to be there shows up, and it's Maisie Briarwood. Because like, why would Maisie Briarwood be like just randomly coming out, to the lighthouse?
Wait, who's Maisie?
She's your other sister.
She's
Who
our baby
works in the
sister.
train station, right?
Yeah.
The
The local gossip.
Oh, right,
gossip
right.
queen.
Okay.
Called you both up.
So does anyone have a good handle on Maisie to play as an NPC?
Did we lose Donna?
Yeah, Puppy's back.
Oh, is he
Oh,
back?
See it in
Did
his
I-
eyes.
Disappear for a while?
Yeah, you've been coming in and out a little
Oh,
bit, Donna.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think I'm contending with everyone else in this house for this Wi-Fi. Yeah. Sorry. If someone has a handle on Maisie Briarwood or particularly wants to play her in this scene, then holler. Or maybe I will play.
I mean,
Maisie
I could have
Briarwood.
the conversation with myself.
I'll play Maisie Briarwood.
I mean, I would do it, but I just had a scene with Stephen, so I'd love to give it to somebody else to do.
But we will establish that Maisie does not have her sister's accent because I'm not doing I'm not doing that.
No,
No.
sorry, lost you again.
Lost you again. Maisie does not have what?
The same accent as Lorraine.
That's Lorraine.
Yeah.
Seeing
theater of the
as
mind, Anna.
I'm spotty, maybe someone else should do Maisie.
Dang, we keep losing you, Donna. Tell the
Okay.
kids to quit watching the movie.
I'm saying, seeing as I'm spotty, maybe someone else should play Maisie. So we can proceed with the scene.
Sure,
So you go. Okay.
No, you go, Jose.
No. I was going to say it's you because I just had a scene with Stephen. You go.
You're the worst. Okay, yeah, I'll be Maisie. All right. So
I think
Maisie.
go ahead.
No, I just wanted to recap kind of what we know about Maisie. Maisie's she's the town gossip. Keeps an eye on everybody. What's the relationship with Maisie and Clara?
When Clara showed up in town, she like excitedly called both Ruthie and Lorraine to let them know that that girl that broke poor Alex's heart
Yes.
is back in town.
Okay. Okay, and so we're going to the lighthouse?
And you know, Lorraine, she's a spitting image of that girl you were always going about the place with.
Hush your mouth, Maisie.
One you were fawning over like a little baby duckling following after her mother.
I feel like you have a handle on this, Steven. Maybe you should play both sides. Okay. So it's the lighthouse, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I like the idea of her showing up in this place she has no reason to be.
Yeah. Excellent. So yeah, so Maisie has her phone out and is taking pictures of the area.
This is the 70s.
She does not have her cell phone. She has a camera. I totally forgot. Thank you. She has an old school camera. Ooh, no, she has like a Super 8, and she wanted to take some video from the top of the lighthouse. Some film, not video. Not video yet.
I think I like hear, like, if she's actually at the top of the lighthouse, I actually hear that. And like I've established, like, the lighthouse has these rickety stairs. I like am carefully stepping my way up to see who this is. And I think it's like that we hear that like Super 8, like the real running, like without any context. So it's just this like weird like reeling sound echoing through the lighthouse until I come out with my flashlight, and there's Maisie. And like I think maybe we get that shot of like the flashlight turning towards me, the camera lens turning towards me, the flashlight falling on Maisie.
Maisie says, "Oh dear, what are you doing here, Clara? Can you kind of shine the flashlight off?"
I turn the flashlight down to the ground. I was, as part of my out here as part of my, and I kind of looked at around investigation of what brings you out here, Miss Briarwood. I didn't actually, no, I think no, yeah, Miss Briarwood. I didn't take you for a cinematographer.
Well, Clara, I've been trying to get some video of the sea, of the tide coming in, and the waves, just part of a little art project I'm doing. But why would you? How is your investigation leading you up here to the lighthouse? How's this lighthouse? How's that associated with the death of poor Clifford Wallace?
You know, I think this is actually, I can make this a short scene, but I say, well, no, I say, the matters of the investigation are not exactly not open to the public right now. I give a glance over the water. And Miss Briarwood, I'll leave you to your filming. Don't be careful coming up here. I know that, well, a woman with the stairs the way they are, you could come to a pretty nasty end out here.
Well, you don't have to worry about me. Besides, we have the best medic in the whole state here. And he's a real cutie, too. But you know that, don't you? I hear he's been really excited that you're back in town.
I give I give Miss Briarwood a nod. Well, I'm certain he's had many a lot of people around to keep him company.
Well, I don't know what you're suggesting, but Alex is not that kind of man. I think you know where his heart belongs. I mean, what's left of it. Poor boy.
I give you a nod. I know where his heart belongs. And unfortunately it's with this town. And I think I go down the stairs and I look back up at the lighthouse as I leave. And I kind of am flicking a photograph I took from one of the broken frames. And it shows Maisie Briarwood along with several other women and my brother, my mother in it. And I say, what exactly is your game, Miss Maisie Briarwood? And I think that's where I end the scene for a character point.
And then if it's acceptable, then I think that we cut from there back up to Maisie, and she starts up her Super 8 again, and she's not looking out at the sea at all. She's got it turned toward the woods. And
Great.
she's zoomed in.
Perfect.
And she's scanning over the woods.
Perfect. So yeah, that's my scene.
Awesome. So,
and I'll also buy a new die.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's our first circle of the table. I'm just looking at the time. 6 minutes to. Do we want to take a break and come back on the hour? And Mark, you'll be next to set a scene. Yeah. Okay.
So looking at something for Alex here, I was thinking maybe I'd focus on the event because we haven't seen much in relation to the event. And the event is we are trying to impress an angel investor who will kind of jumpstart the resort. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what we have.
And we haven't established who that person is, correct?
We have not.
Okay. So if I want to, so let's look at the rules. If we want to add a new civilian, then it will cost a character point to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the sheet for civilians, we got like those 2 rows of characters who are associated with, they're locals and associated with the locations. So you could use one of them, or below the fold, there's like another row of completely blank spaces for NPCs. So you can just make up someone new wholesale if you wanted to.
And there's not a way really to bring in all of the characters for this. If we wanted to do something like this is a kind of a meet and greet at a restaurant or something here to butter up this person.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to splurge on character points, right?
but I would need a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, anyone who you're bringing in could also spend the points, right?
Okay.
But you're allowed to bring one other PC.
Yeah, there's
for free, right?
Yeah. The first one is free.
So let's see. Clifford's Is there anybody else on this list?
I mean, the person I think of who's pre-existing, who might be closest to being an angel investor, is the manager of the plant.
Yeah.
Or maybe the patient. Maybe someone comes into the infirmary, who is your angel investor, right?
Yes, that could be.
Yeah.
Let's see. Perennially. Oh my God, I can't pronounce perennially today. That's awesome. Ill or injured, always wanting to be seen for their newest malady.
Fits with the hypochondriac, recluse, wealthy person stereotype.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, cool. So let's name the patient here. The patient is what do we got? Jack. There's nobody named Jack here so far, right? Jack, and the last name is Jack Montero. I'm just gonna steal Andres' last name from Urban Shadows there real quick. So Jack is the patient / angel investor. So to introduce that person, that's my character point. And then I have 0 character points.
And then, like we said, you can always have another PC in the scene.
And I think
for
that right. So I think that so the patient doesn't have to be specifically. It doesn't have to be like happening at the station. We could be having lunch or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I think that Alex is Alex and the biggest business person that Alex knows here in town, who is heavy into dirty money, Lorraine, are having lunch with Jack at the let's see where
What is
Marge
this? Is this hotel if not a laundering opportunity?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's see. The waitress, we don't really say well, they're at the cafe. So they're having lunch at the cafe, and well, I guess we'll see what we can dig out of this, but I think that Alex says, Jack, it's great that somebody want to play Jack, by the way. Somebody can play Jack. Who is not Jose, because Jose has to be Lorraine.
I'm happy to play Jack.
Outstanding. So Jack, thank you for joining us. And again, Lorraine here. Lorraine Briarwood is an entrepreneur, and really kind of like taking off here in town. I think that if we can get this resort going, it's going to benefit everyone. I think ultimately we'll probably be able to expand even the clinic as we provide more care for people who are coming to the resort to stay. It's a great opportunity for everyone.
Do you have an idea for Jack's look and feel? I've got someone in mind.
Yeah, then you do it.
Okay.
Please do.
Okay.
Is that
That's
Mr.
awesome.
Mr. Snell?
That is Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Outstanding.
Well, Alex, you don't need to tell me exactly what Lorraine Briarwood is up to in this town. I know damn well what she is up to.
And then I think Alex turns and kind of raises his eyebrows at Lorraine.
Oh yeah, Jack. You and I go way back.
I mean, there's been times when your hand's been so deep in my pockets that I haven't known what's going on.
Well, I hope you've always gotten your money worth in those exchanges.
I mean, if I didn't know how much money was in my pockets to start with, then I can't be that far behind.
Well, just think of it this way, Jack. You'd be the great benefactor of Silent Falls in this situation. Everyone would look up to you and say you were the savior of the town. You know as good as we do that logging ain't going to save this town for long. It's on its way out. And we just need some kind of new revenue. And that hotel is just sitting there so close to being finished. You're just giving it the final push and you'll get all the credit.
Now remind me, Lorraine, a benefactor, does that mean I benefit or everyone else benefits off my back?
Oh, it will be both, sir. It's a win-win situation. I'm a businesswoman. I'm not proposing something where you would take a loss. That would be crazy.
So how much money are you putting into my pocket this time around, Lorraine? How much is the bill going to be to get this hotel finished?
You know,
She
before
looks
we
to
get
Alex.
into those details, I think you just want to just think how that would look. Montero Resort and Hotel in beautiful Silent Falls, California.
Where's that? Listen, Alex.
Well, that's the point now, isn't it? We're going to put ourselves on the map.
Alex, listen. If I'm ordering stuff off a menu, I really have to trust the person. If I say, just give me your best meal, I don't need to know what's going to be in it or how much it's going to cost me. And, well, I don't come to this diner for the good of my health. I come to you, Alex, for the good of my health. And this elbow of mine is still troubling me. Every time I pick anything up that more than a half full coffee cup, it's giving me trouble. And I don't play tennis.
I totally understand, Jack. That's an ailment that comes up frequently for people, and I think that I think we could do more for you if we had a better equipped clinic, if we could have some specialists in town, some folks to really help out the population in a way that we haven't been able to until this point in time. And I hope that going forward, I mean, that's one of the benefits for the town, right? Is that we're going to have an opportunity to just make it a healthier and very happy population.
You see, Lorraine, that's why I like this boy. When he said that's a very common ailment in people, he didn't say of your age. I think he should have gone into sales and not medicine. Or politics, maybe.
He's
politics.
very discreet, well-spoken young man, isn't he?
Very discreet. Okay, I'm gonna count my teeth on the way out, but let's meet with these developers. Maybe see where we're gonna get to.
Thank you for keeping an open mind, Jack. I don't think you're going to regret it.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think this town needs any better medical attention than Mr. Hallwell here has given us.
Yeah, you're too kind, really. You're too kind, Jack. I cannot thank you enough. Okay.
So, so Mark, you probably want to roll some dice. See
Yeah,
how much bullshit
I guess that's right.
Jack is feeding you to get out the door.
So it's 3 and 3,
No,
or what is the resolution?
Lorraine gives you two. Lorraine gives you 2 dice.
Yeah.
2 dice. Damn.
So it's
So it's
4 versus 3.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's get this lined up. Big money. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
All
it's 2 successes each, but ties resolve in our favor.
Yes.
So
when we look
check
at the
the
rules.
So
Sorry,
if
isn't
you're-
it 3 successes on the opposition?
Nope.
Yeah,
Sorry.
4.
Sorry. I
Oh,
missed-
shit.
I missed that.
Sorry.
Oh, Jose.
Always
Damn it.
Sorry
Say
for
what the
leading you
rules-
astray, Mark.
be honest with what the rules demand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I misread
Absolutely.
it. Sorry.
I did too. So remove a die from the event if it's related to the event. So
Okay,
we'll go to
so
the
event
event.
is 0.
Oh, good lord. So that's not good.
That is not good.
Okay.
So it would appear that despite despite everything nice Jack Montero says, his accountant will probably advise him otherwise. In Ireland, we would call that plomos, which is when someone is very charming, but ultimately, not doing anything for you.
All right. Well, it was a good team effort. Thank you, Jose.
Sure, I did my best.
We would have got away with it too, Mark, if it was only for that pesky Jose reminding us of the rules. Awesome. So it's me. So I think we want to figure out a little bit more about this body. So I think I think maybe I think we have a scene between Zach and Clara to kind of go through the results of the autopsy, maybe in a bit more detail. Does that sound, Stephen? Okay. So I guess this is back in our favorite location, the cold room in the clinic. And I think what do I think? So do we have the kind of body all sewn up, all its bits back in their proper locations, and like some kind of a draft report from Clara at this stage?
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. And I guess I don't know, because I can't really deliver like a medical examiner's report, but that's definitely what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think maybe in terms of like knowing whether we have some kind of answer or not is kind of key at the start. So do we want to like start with a roll and then
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think I think we've got 3 and 3, right? 3 from us and 3 on the opposition pool. Okay, so I'll just roll those. Let's see where we get to. And no, we are at another failure. 1 success for me, 2 success for it. And that will take a die.
Did you remember to count a die because I give 2 dice?
Yeah, so I rolled 3 dice.
Okay,
for
just
us.
checking.
Yeah. So I'm removing 1 die from the body and adding 1 to the darkness. Wonderful. So I guess we have not no good answer, but an answer that maybe reveals that the truth is a lot weirder, right?
Yeah, I think I actually have a thought there. I think maybe so we're not at the sheriff's office. We're at the are we at the
Well, I know the body is in the clinic, but we could be in the sheriff's office if you
No, I have an idea. I think that we have this moment where like we're maybe just outside the office where we're keeping the body, and like I very pointedly in the style of like a mystery whodunit, I say, oh it's locked, but I have I believe Alex gave me his only key to the door here, and I unlock it. Anyway, there were some peculiarities about the body I wanted to discuss with you, and when we come in, the body's just gone. If that works.
Yeah, maybe so like completely gone, or maybe just like the body bag is open and the body is gone out of it.
I think maybe completely gone, and maybe the next body scene might involve it turning up somewhere else.
And do we think there's like any signs that kind of indicate how it was taken or by what, like muddy footprints or like strewn leaves on the ground or something like that?
Yeah, let's do it. That strewn leaves on the ground.
And they like blow when the door to the clinic opens, right where the body is. A gust of wind just scatters them. But they're definitely like the same kind of leaves that you found in Wallace's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex has given you spare keys, and
I give like a damn it. I thought you said this would be a safe place to leave the body.
Well, that's what I thought. But tell me, in local circles, I would consider the disappearance of a murder body a serious matter. Is that how they'd see things at state?
You're damn well right it is, and you can bet that I will be reporting this to the state when I get back.
Reporting that the body that was in your care is gone.
In my care. The
In your
body,
care.
I have been brought in as an examiner here, Zachary. Anything that happened to it is on you. It's your office that was providing security.
I'm not sure that's how we'd see it. But let's see how everything goes. Maybe you can ask Alex to help you out with the security. If you're going to find this, or are you just going to dump that shit on my lap as well? So you got nothing to report. No cause of death. No, nothing but funny leaves.
If you had read my report, you would have goddamn known that it was death by strangulation. There was the body had already been embalmed when we found it in the
dumpster.
In the dumpster.
Embalmed. And time of death, difficult to assess, I presume.
I'm a medical examiner, not a mortician. Yes, there a time of death was couldn't be determined.
Okay. Well, let me curse to myself for a couple of hours, and I'll get back to you with any follow-up questions.
Oh, hmm. I like, you get back to me when you find my body. And I slam the door in your face as I go in.
So yeah, I'll grumble back on the way to my car, like, oh, now it's her body. Okay. So yeah, let's call that scene there. Max, let's go to you.
Well, let's see. I'm going to say that Ruthie has not been sleeping this whole time. No, Ruthie knows everything. But Ruthie doesn't really seem to have any allies, does she? Let's see.
Well, Sheriff Barnes is friendly.
Yes.
Useless, but friendly.
Yes, exactly. I think that maybe, let's see. So I don't have any character points, it seems. And so I can call a scene that includes a PC and an NPC, or just a PC?
So you get the first PC for free.
Right.
And then, if anyone else who's involved in the scene or wants to become involved in the scene wants to spend a character point after that, that could happen.
My memory is that you did have a character point, Ruthie, because at the end of our scene last time, even though you spent a character point, you had been trying to improve our relationship, so you got one back.
Yeah, I think we might have
thought that too.
skipped. Yeah, I think we might have skipped over that as part of the rules last time because we missed that. So if you want to have a character point, I think you should.
Okay, I thought I did when I looked at the thing earlier, and then it was gone, and I thought maybe someone knew more and removed it. So, because I basically trust all of your knowledge of the rules more than I trust my own. So, okay. I think that I would like to have a scene with Maisie. Yeah, I think I would like to have a scene with Maisie. So do I have to spend a point to have a scene with her since she's a NPC?
No, you can just do that. What did you want to meet with Maisie about?
Well, I am imagining Maisie is actually secretly doing my bidding. And that is why she was at the lighthouse. She is among my team of eyes throughout the town. And so I want to talk to Maisie about what's been going on.
Oh, you have a team now.
I do. Does anybody want to play Maisie?
Sure, I can. Oh, do you want to go ahead? Go ahead, Dana.
No, I was just going to say, who played Maisie the last time around?
It was Alex.
Okay. Mark, do you want to
Sure.
retain some common thread on those NPCs?
I'm reprising my role today as Maisie.
So Max, because Maisie is an already introduced NPC, you don't get an extra die from her. So it'll be like you get a free PC though, and then any additional PCs or NPCs would cost a point to get a die.
Yeah, this sounds like it may be a personal scene though, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think of what PC. Well, let me have a conversation with Maisie, and then maybe I'll invite a PC.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that I am sitting in the cafe when Maisie comes in. So, Maisie, do you want to come find me?
Ruthie, hey, Marge, I'll have a cup of the usual. Thanks. Easy.
Bring me some apple pie, Marge.
Ruthie.
Maisie, I've been wanting to talk to you.
Oh my God, I have some news for you, Ruthie.
Tell
You
me.
go ahead. You go first. You go first.
Well, I heard about the body.
Yes.
You know who got the body?
Wait, what?
You know who got it? You don't know yet?
What do you
That
mean?
body is gone. That body is gone, and I thought it was you. It wasn't you?
Oh my. Somebody took the body?
Maisie, what have you been doing?
Well, you know what I was doing. I was at the lighthouse. And guess who I saw at the lighthouse?
Who?
Clara North.
What
Why
was
do you
she
think
doing
she's...
there?
That's what I'm wondering. Why is she snooping around the lighthouse? She hasn't got any business going up to that lighthouse. I don't think she understood.
Anything?
I don't think she understood what she saw.
Well, what did you see?
I had my camera. I was, I was watching the woods. She didn't know what I was doing.
Did you see anything in the woods?
Well, I'm going to show you the video. Did you have to come over to my house so I can put it up on the projector?
All right, let's go.
But wait a second. You said the body's missing.
Yeah, the body is missing. I thought it was you.
Who would have taken who runs off with the body?
Well, you know who.
Do you think? Yeah. Why?
Same reason we want to run off with the body. We don't want them knowing nothing.
Marge, we're gonna need that drink and that pie to go.
All right, 2 coffees and 3-week-old pie to go.
That pie better not be any older than 2 weeks.
You'll take what I give you.
So, Ruthie, I'm sorry, Max, out of character here. How can I help you through what you're looking for here?
What I am looking for is I want to establish that Ruthie and Maisie are allies.
Mm-hmm.
And that, right, because, I want to establish that Ruthie and Maisie are allies and that Maisie is actually helping with this plan to kind of scare the shit out of the whole town so that the resort thing blows up,
Outstanding.
right? And
Okay,
so
yes.
in my mind, stealing the body would be part of that, right? Part of scaring the town, right? Like we've got a body, it's weird and all, but now we've just made it weirder. And I think that Ruthie wants to hatch some other plans and is going to need someone like Maisie to help, since Lorraine clearly is not going to turn sides.
Do we want to leave it up in the air about where the body is? Or do we want to nail that down? Does that matter to anybody?
I mean, if it's interesting to
Once we
to
have another
nuance,
body
yeah.
scene, we can nail down. But if you want to go ahead
Okay.
and nail it down now, feel free.
Nah, that's fine. We'll leave it out there for now, I think.
So Max, I guess your kind of options would be to say that's your like a character scene, right? To pursue your personal goal, like to build your kind of coalition of let's call it a coven. um, so no dice rolling, but you earn a character point for that. Or if you
Okay.
wanted to address like the darkness or the body or whatever, that would be a role, and maybe like yourself and Maisie go off to do a separate mission now. So that's up to you.
Well, I kind of want to do something evil. I want to plan something evil with Maisie. So, but I don't know, like.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess. So when you so if you like go at the darkness, you would like take and successfully you would like remove a die from the darkness, which seems to be the kind of mechanically what seems closest to Ruthie's aim here. Or you could go at a body scene and then like when you remove a die from the body, you remove one from the darkness that way on a success. So the right now the event is at 0 dice, so you cannot push it any lower.
Okay, right. Well, what about if I try to go at the darkness with Maisie by communicating with the coven that is in the woods? And I propose that Maisie actually uses the camera as a communication device. Like maybe the camera has a little bit of a mini projector in it. I don't know what the 70s cameras were like. Maybe there's a little projector that shines light and sends code into the woods, right? Flashes the code, communicates with the coven, and that is an attempt to get at the darkness. Assuming the coven is not the darkness itself, it's fighting the darkness.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool to me. Is there any PC that you can, help, even if it's not directly?
Right? Who would help me? Let's see. I feel like I think I want to invite Lorraine. And I think that there's some way that having Lorraine present, if I am touching Lorraine physically, when we communicate with the woods, it helps the coven connect to the darkness, because Lorraine is helping the darkness. Does that make sense?
I mean,
Is
three
this getting too
sisters
weird?
as witches. Yeah, absolutely.
So as long as when Ruthie starts shining the camera, when Maisie starts shining the camera, Lorraine doesn't know what's going on because Lorraine was never part of this witchy stuff. But Maisie and I know that it's important for Lorraine to be there so that we can have a connection to the darkness when we communicate with the coven about getting rid of the darkness or undermining it in some way.
So, what are you going to tell Lorraine to get her there? You call her up at the dagger. She picks up the phone.
Yeah.
Ruthie? Oh no, I don't know it's Ruthie. Hello? This is the 70s.
Caller ID, what's that?
It's Ruthie. I'm here with Maisie. We need you right now. Come meet us at the foot of the lighthouse.
At the foot of the lighthouse. What are you two up to?
We need to talk.
Sisterly reunion, is it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
All right.
And so I'll let you see Lorraine. I see a shot of Lorraine getting into her old. She's got a Dodge Dart, red though, and she gets in it, and she drives the Dart over to the lighthouse where she sees it's the lighthouse. You said right, yeah. So she sees Ruthie and Maisie standing just outside the lighthouse, and she walks up. All right, you two, what's so important that I had to be here right away? Cat got your tongue?
Sister. Yes, cat's got my tongue. It's a mean old cat, too. Come a little closer, sister. We haven't been together, all three of us, in so long.
A cozy little family reunion, is it? All the
That's right.
Briarwoods in one spot. 3 sisters.
Take my hand, sisters. Take my hand. So I think that Maisie is kind of fiddling with the projector and acting as if something is wrong with the camera and like, oh, I don't know. Maisie, you want to play that?
Yeah, so there's something wrong with the camera here while she's trying to get it set up. She's fiddlesticks. I cannot figure out. Oh, darn it.
What is that contraption you got there, Maisie? Do you know how to work that thing?
I thought I did. Come here.
Are we gonna see a movie? Is that what we're gonna see? Out here in the middle of nowhere? Ain't no screen here.
You're gonna see something better than a movie, Lorraine.
Oh, Maisie. Are you trying to scare me, little sister?
Oh, Lorraine, don't mind her. Take my hand. Just take my hand. Hold me, it's windy.
When's the last time you washed that hand, Ruthie? Let me see your nails.
Maisie, don't forget to do your thing.
What in tarnation is happening with you two?
You gonna show that movie, Maisie?
Oh, we're making some family films. Is that what it's going to be?
That's
You
right.
want the lighthouse in the background? This is silliness.
We should go up. We should go up top now. It's working.
All right. All right. Come on, sister. Come on, Lorraine. Giddy up now.
This is craziness. If you weren't my big sister, I'd be smacking you upside the head. This better be good. So Lorraine follows along. The things I do for family.
And they skip up the stairs of that lighthouse like little girls, like they haven't done in 40 or 50 years, maybe 60. Everybody's giggling. And Ruthie knows that if Lorraine's giggling, she's got her right where she needs her.
Ruthie's cackle echoes through the
Just all of Ruthie's scenes just have her overlaying a narration.
And so they get to the top. What's going to happen, Maisie?
Well, it's funny you should ask, Ruthie. So she sets up the camera. She's looking out over the woods with the camera, and I think that off in the distance in the woods, you see a fire has started, and if you look through the camera and you zoom all the way in, you can see that there are some folks around the fire, and they're all naked and they're dancing. And the flames are like shooting up, sparks are shooting up from the flames of the fire, and the fire is getting higher and higher into the sky. And I'm not sure where we're going with this, Max. So
where the fuck is that fire coming from? And she pushes me the other way. Let me look. Let me look.
That's the movie we came here to see, Lorraine. That's the movie.
That ain't a movie. That's
Maisie,
fire.
Maisie, you got to turn that other button on the camera. Now, Lorraine, take my hand.
There we go.
Take
all right,
my
it's all set
hand.
Tonight.
Let's watch. And I'm going to say the camera starts pulsing and sending this flurry of pulsating light out toward where the flames are seen.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's just a movie, Lorraine. We're making a family film.
Shut your face,
Aren't you
Ruthie.
having fun? Aren't you having fun?
I am not having fun.
Lorraine,
that's the coven out there.
You
That's
listen.
the coven out here. You think I was born yesterday, woman?
You listen to your big sister, Lorraine.
Don't worry, Lorraine. I've got you. I've got you. Don't worry. Nothing bad's going to happen. I've got you.
That's the coven that was the end of Julia. You have commerce with those women. We're going to get ourselves killed. And you're the first one who's going to get killed, Ruthie.
Lorraine, these are your people. Don't turn your back on your people. Your people need you. And so I feel like in the pulsating light, the coven is sensing the connection to the darkness that is being communicated to them, that the connection to the darkness is present. And they, through that connection, they have access to some energetic way to diminish the darkness. And perhaps Lorraine is going to start feeling something. And
Lorraine starts seeing
that something.
Yeah, I think Lorraine starts seeing in her mind's eye some of those symbols that were etched into the arms of Clifford, the victim, and seeing them kind of burning bright, but then kind of quieting, as if they were falling asleep, or going to embers rather than at first they were kind of flaming sigils, and now they're kind of going down into embers. It's like All right, whatever you're doing, it's working, Ruthie. I think it's going to sleep. The big bad. Keep it up.
So do you want to make that roll to see if that is working out?
It better work.
Yes.
After all you put us through, Ruthie, this better work.
All right. So I don't even understand what I'm doing. Okay. So,
You're trying to put the darkness to sleep.
okay.
So at the moment, you've got 3 dice in your resolution pool, and there's 3 dice in the darkness pool.
Okay.
You could spend a character point to introduce a new element, like a new location, a new PC, a new NPC, or a new special item.
Well, she's already introduced a special item, which is the camera,
the weird
right?
camera. Yeah. But if you
Yes,
want to give
it's
that
true.
mechanical force, you should spend a character point for the magical techno camera, whatever we're calling it.
Okay.
Phantasmal camera.
I will spend a character point for the magical techno camera. Magical 70s techno camera. And then so I still have 3 dice.
So that will give you a 4th die to drag down below to join your 3. So you'd be rolling 4 red and 3 black.
Okay. What am I doing wrong?
So you click on, you
Select
select
each
on
one.
all 7 dice, and then at the bottom you click on the kind of the circular refresh reroll button.
Okay. Oh, right. I click on them. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh my God. 3
Take
successes.
that, darkness.
Yeah.
Good thing that worked.
Good thing that works.
Because
Although I
Lorraine was
did
gonna
have
beat
an
you
awesome
silly if
idea
it
for
didn't.
manifestation there. So yeah, Max, why don't you narrate what that looks like? You're taking power away from the darkness. I will remove the die.
Okay. Let me think. So the darkness arose in response to all the people coming and desecrating the woods. And so I think what's going to happen is a great wind comes and leaves in the woods start blowing and blowing and scattering about the town. And as the leaves land on the ground, they melt and they disintegrate and they're gone. And you can see the woods getting greener and greener.
Yeah, the little image of light beams, sunbeams kind of entering the darkness of the woods.
Oh, look, Lorraine, your weed is going to grow so much better now.
Win-win, huh?
Here's hoping. It's a win-win situation.
Are we friends again?
Good thing that worked out, Ruthie, because if that didn't work out, I was gonna bop you upside the head and toss you out of this lighthouse.
Oh, you love me and you know it.
Always trying to bamboozle me, you are.
Can I get points for improving my relationship with Lorraine now?
There are no twofers in the game.
No twofers.
Oh, damn it. All right.
Awesome. We've lost Max.
Lost Max.
Okay. I was just about to suggest a break. So yeah, let's say back on the hour.
All right.
So, a couple of things occur to me. I'm thinking maybe the body could show up somehow. Lorraine could find the body. It's disappeared. It's going to come back. Looks like it's going to come and go. It's one of those kind of bodies. Yeah. Yeah, so I think during the last scene, when Lorraine had that vision of the burning sigils, she also had this compulsion to go to the woods. Like there was something that she needed to see there. And she does not tell Ruthie this. Because Ruthie just bamboozled her. So so I think she gets in her dart and she drives over to Callisto State Park. And you see her pull up into, yeah, like a dirt road that goes into the park. It's actually the dirt road that leads to her one of her pot farms. But this one veers off to the left, and she follows it down a ways. And I think there's a stream there. She stops the car and she gets out, and oh shit, there's no cell phone. Shit. How do I get someone else into the scene? Wait, I've painted myself into a corner. Because I wanted to get somehow the law. If Lorraine finds the body, she's going to want to turn it over to Zach.
We could do the like, you know, montage where you come on the body and then we cut to like an hour later where you like driven half an hour back to town to drive back another half hour out.
I was going to suggest walkie-talkie or something like that, because you need to keep track of your weed growers, right?
So I have a walkie-talkie with Wolf, and so we're in contact all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think I get on the walkie-talkie and I say, well, okay, so back to the stream. The body is there among some rocks on the edge of the stream. And Lorraine doesn't look that surprised. And she just makes kind of a disgusted look with her face. And she gets on the walkie-talkie and she says, Wolf, I'm on that fire road. The one off to the left of our second grow, down by the stream. Get the law out here, would you? We've got a problem. And so I guess he'll call Zach. Zachariah, is that his full name? Zachariah. And so I think we see of Lorraine just crouched down next to the body, doing her own little analysis of to see what's changed since last time she saw it, when Zachariah's car pulls up.
Yeah, and got a duffel bag with probably like a body bag inside it, because he's not letting go or leaving this body out of sight from here on in. As the criminal law, Jose, do you think we're like, it's a small town and all? I think we're on first name basis, right?
Yes, we are on a first name basis. We lived in this town a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we have yet to have an interaction together, so we'll be endowing each other with a relationship, I think, here. But yes, granted, I think we've known each other for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, Lorraine, Wolf left a curious message with Melanie, and I wasn't quite so sure well, whether he'd been on the sauce, or some of his own product. But
that boy's level-headed. Don't you worry about it.
yeah,
But look
Lorraine
what we've
Briarwood
got
calls
here.
me up. I found the body that I was probably number one suspect for disappearing.
Well, last time I saw this body, it was in Dr. Howell's
last
back
time,
room.
Last time you were in the back room that was like off limits to people not involved in the investigation. I hear you.
Well, you've never been a stickler for details like that, Zachariah.
Well, when people steal bodies on me, I become a stickler all of a sudden.
Well, if I'd sold this body, then I wouldn't be calling you out here to retrieve it now, would I?
Exactly. You're smarter than that, or maybe that's what you want me to think.
I've always. I'm not going to touch that one.
Yeah. Well.
So what do we need to do here?
Well, let's take a look at this body.
Different, don't he?
Well, he's been in a stream for how many hours? That'll.
It looks a little waterlogged. It's true. I don't see all those leaves that was in his mouth. Where'd they go?
You opened his mouth?
Well, you could see. Yeah, I didn't stick my fingers in there, nothing.
Okay, well.
Well, his mouth is hanging open, so you can see what's inside or not inside in this case.
He's a bit fishy, all right, isn't he?
Yeah, the smell is pretty gross.
Yeah. So
you're not going to make me help you put him in that body bag, are you? They trained you that in sheriff school how to do that, right?
Oh, we took a whole 5-minute class on this back in sheriff school, and it was one of the questions at my election. Have you been trained to put body into a body bag, sheriff? Else you're not going to get my vote.
Lorraine starts chuckling to herself.
But Zach will step into the stream, and take a good look down that throat. See if there's any leaves left inside.
See anything interesting down there?
Nope. But
if you give him a kiss, he might wake up and tell you something.
Well, I ain't no prince, and he ain't no frog.
He kind of looks kind of froggy right now, but
he does look kind of froggy, but that don't change my principality status.
You were a looker in your day, Zachariah.
In my day. As were you, Miss Briarwood, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, old people are allowed to flirt too, right?
Oh yeah.
So, what do you think, Jose? Is this investigate the body, or where do you think you're angling?
I can't make relationships with you, can I? Since you're not next to me on the keeper.
No, we don't.
No, okay.
Well, I think you can. You would just both get a die, right? I mean, you would both get a point, rather, that you just couldn't choose a improve the die option.
I do not know.
I mean, I was initially angling for a body. I don't have any points.
But then the two of you started trying to hook up, and who knows?
I'm just teasing him. I've known him a long time.
I mean, that's a small or relationship, not a capital or relationship. Yeah. So in a relationship scene, you are opting to address one of their pre-existing relationships with another character.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So if we were angling towards a more body scene.
Yeah.
I don't have any
points. Wrong, but
I mean, the body is there.
The body, right. Not a body.
There is
a
body. There is a body. There is a body there.
Yeah. So I guess we are starting at 3 dice.
I guess. Yeah.
Unless we want to add something to the mix.
Mhm.
I mean, I have a freaky idea.
Okay, I'm interested in a freaky idea.
I mean, technically, right? Although deceased, Mr. Wallace is still an NPC that we could introduce, right?
True enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be something that we recall about him in life, or that could be the body like saying something to us, right?
And
I
you
mean,
don't
he's
have to
mostly
give him a kiss
dead
if you don't
and a
want it.
vehicle for something terrible, right? If you want the extra die, or if you want to like take your chances with 3 versus 3, which is not really working out for us.
Yeah, no, let's take the extra die because I think there might be something fun here to do. So somehow the corpse is going to speak.
Yeah.
So
I'm spending my character point to
okay,
to bring in to activate an NPC.
You're activating an NPC. Don't worry, you don't have to kiss him.
Yeah, well, you say that now, but
actually, so what I see is
needs a little sugar. Says.
Give a little sugar, Zach. No, I imagine one of those, you're leaning over, looking into his mouth, and and he leaves, and I imagine his hand comes up and grabs your arm. And Lorraine lets out a shriek. And holy shit! And you did wake him up.
So why don't you roll the dice and let's see
if he
get.
actually speaks to us or whether he just tries to drown you.
Whether he just freaks the shit out of us.
All right. So it's 3 and 4, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And we give it a roll. Yeah, we won.
He shoots
2 versus 1.
Yeah.
And I was imagining him saying something to you, since
Yeah.
you're really close to his face, some kind of, it's just going to just be a moment of animation that's going to pass. But he's going to say something to you. And I'm open to suggestions.
Do you think he like identifies his killer
his
in some
killer
way? Even if it's
somehow.
in a mysterious way.
Right, an oblique way. Yeah.
Something that will make sense to us when we have an idea of who the killer actually is. Right? And maybe what kind of illuminates that decision for us is in your success options for the body, you remove a die from the body and either add 1 die to the event or remove 1 from the darkness. So
that'll tell us which angle we go, whether it's the event.
So I've taken 1 out of the body. So are you angling towards it helping the event happen or pushing back the darkness?
Okay, so he was the accountant.
Yeah.
Of
the town elder, right?
Of the town elder.
Yeah. And I think at the time we had thought that maybe his death was because he had discovered some dodgy books somewhere or something
right.
that would have harmed the event, some
right.
kind of money laundering or embezzling or something like that.
And we don't have
we don't have a town elder, but we can,
but we can make one at some point.
We can make one up, right?
Or we can implicate him. So it's either towards the event and the whole money laundering thing, or it's towards the darkness, and one or the other. We already have a connection to the event. Hold on, I'm just thinking what's going to come out of his mouth. Wait, why do I keep seeing a toad, like a frog coming out of his mouth? What did we talked about a frog beforehand? What context was that in? I can't
You were
remember.
saying he looks a bit froggy.
Oh, he
And
looks a
also
little
the
bit
whole
froggy.
prince kissing a frog thing.
Oh, the prince kissing a frog.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is. Sorry. Okay, that's why it's in my head.
Look, Donna, he just really wants you to kiss this corpse.
No, it's okay. You don't need to do that. But what does he say when I mean, he could say something like "follow the money" or something like that, but that'll lead us down a whole money laundering kind of angle on the narrative, which I'm not sure if that's where we want to go, or if we're more interested in going into a supernatural kind of, which is what we've been inhabiting thus far in the narrative.
How about something? So if it's something supernatural, maybe he gives us a clue as to like how to decipher the symbols that have been cut into his arm. Maybe he says something like in the mirror, right?
Or moonlight or something like that.
Well, I was thinking in the mirror because maybe something like came through the mirror,
it's
but
just written
also
backwards.
if we look at the runes through the mirror.
Okay, yeah, in the mirror. That's also.
Yeah.
It's from the mirror.
It's Exla. I wonder what that could mean.
I like that. That's great. So he says
then,
that
like, he kind of collapses back into death, and I think Zach kind of steps away and reaches into his jacket pocket for a hip flask to like, between him and Lorraine, this hip flask is going to be empty before they go back to that body, right?
Yeah, she says, "Well, shit," and she smacks him after he takes a sip of the flask and says, "Give me some of that," and they both empty that flask.
Yeah, and I think. Sorry, this is your scene. You decide.
Oh, this is
finished,
yes.
right?
I think we're finished. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think yeah. All the rest is window dressing, so I think we got the gist out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the outcome
and so
then?
I guess we are reducing the darkness, right?
We're reducing the darkness, right?
Okay. So I've done the bookkeeping.
Okay. Nothing I have to do on my character, I assume. Yeah. Okay.
No. So we're good.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. So background for the final scene of Act 1, which is yours, Stephen.
Okay. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Let's see. I've had a personal scene. So what are the body dice going to be used for?
So they're mostly to kind of slowly disappear as we solve the mystery of the body. And so when they are removed, on a success, they're just removed. And on a failure, they like go to the darkness, basically. So they're so I guess it's a way. Initially, it's a way to prompt us to like solve the mystery of the body. They're not really that. They're not really that important. But by the end of it, the darkness is and the event is kind of where the main emphasis is in the final resolution.
Okay, and when we have a scene, it's actually possible to you can affect the relationship of a third, like with a third character who's not in the scene.
So yeah, I guess if you had a scene, so for example, like if you had a scene with Alex, you could say we're going to try to fix the relationship between Clara and Lorraine, right? There's no reason you couldn't do that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I was just checking on that. Um, yeah, I think that hmm. Because I was just seeing if there's a I feel like given this hmm. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking through here of what kind of scene I'd want to frame. Um, I guess I want to try a scene between myself and I think yeah, I want a scene that's at the diner, and I kind of imagining that maybe uh Ruthie might show up there because there haven't been any scenes that's the one character like that's a pairing we haven't actually seen interacting before. And this we'll see how this scene goes. It might go a particular way, but I just to continue, I am skeptically like poking at a slice of pie but not eating it while I drink some coffee. I'm curious, as Ruthie has Ruthie come here specifically knowing that I was here, or considering you have apparently eyes and ears all over town, or is this a chance encounter?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, my sound is being funky. Um, yeah, I think Ruthie actually has come to try to figure out what Clara knows. And so you're already sitting there poking at your pie. So yeah, I think Ruthie saunters in and sees Clara and then moves right over to the table. Is her name Matt or Marge? Marge, can I have some coffee?
And you're sitting actually at my table.
Yeah, I'm coming over straight to the table.
Yeah, I look up at you and says, I'm assuming Miss Lorraine sent you.
Nobody sent me Clara. I came of my own volition. I want to talk to you. What do you got on that body?
And tell me why exactly I should be trusting a Briarwood to deal with me straight. I
I'm
know
not
all of
asking
you
you to
sisters
trust me.
have secrets you're trying to keep from me.
I just want to save this town, honey. I'm not asking you to trust me.
And I suppose Lorraine would tell me the same thing.
I don't know what Lorraine would tell you. I don't trust her. So, there we go. What do you got? What are you trying to do?
Well, I think when you say you don't trust her, I'd say, well, that's interesting. Why don't you explain that to me? Why didn't you explain that to me, Ruthie?
That's family business, Clara. None of your business. What do you got on their body?
There's a body and it seems to be
What's going
related to
on
your
in this
family.
town?
That body seems to be related to your family business, seeming that it keeps turning up on Lorraine's properties. So how about you tell me about
That's
her?
great. I don't know about that.
I think I actually am gonna push for a character scene here. I think I actually am asking about like your relationship with Lorraine, and maybe this die roll will decide whether this like flashback to your past history will like improve things between you and her or not. Does that
All right.
make sense to you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
What was that?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me go to so I'm going to be rolling 3 dice, and then the opposition pool is 3 as well. Okay. I don't have any character points to spend, and I'm pretty sure you don't. So unless somebody wants to invade the scene and offer some more dice, I'll just roll now.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
Okay, let me put all these up here, and now I'll give them a roll. Okay, I think that's a success. The opposition only rolled 2s and 1s, so right? So it has no successes. Okay. Yeah, so I think I will. I'm gonna throw this out to you. I guess I'll ask you because this is your relationship. Do you want to change your relationship to Lorraine to a white die as a result of this interaction? To a positive relationship, or do you want the character point?
I think doesn't improving your relationship improve the game?
It does work out. It does help us at the end of the game.
Yeah, then I'll improve the relationship.
Okay. So yeah, how does this like what about like I'm asking you about your like what is the beef between you and Lorraine? Like what about this like what do you recall now that maybe changes your own perception of the relationship?
I think Ruthie starts to remember in childhood when Lorraine came home from the hospital being born. Right? I don't know. Ruthie was maybe like 6 or something. Lorraine came home from the hospital and Mama and Daddy, they hated her. They hated that little baby. And Ruthie felt so protective. And it never changed. They hated that little baby. She grew up. They hated her all the while. Never was part of anything that family did. She would go off to the woods and she wasn't invited. They wouldn't even let her come to the family function. Poor Lorraine. I'm so sorry, Lorraine.
I do like that. Like, I want to reiterate, my parents didn't just hate her, they really hated her.
I don't understand it. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. It never made any sense to me. Why would they do that to a little baby? Oh, Clara, I have never told anybody this. I think I should call the room right now.
And I think at that point, it's like awkward for me because I still don't trust Lorraine. But I mean, this is a middle-aged like I well, thank you for your story, Miss Briarwood. And I look at my watch. I have to be going now, and I put some money down. Your coffee's on me, all right?
Well, thank you, Miss Clara. You gonna tell me anything about that body?
I can tell you that it doesn't look good for your sister.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And I think
Poor
that's maybe where the scene ends for me.
And Max, based on that, I think I guess you get to decide maybe with Jose which of those two black dice you're going to switch to white. You know, whatever makes the most sense based on the scene.
Well, I think my feelings have changed, Lorraine. What do you think? Or Jose, I should say.
Sure. It's definitely. It's just which of the ones that we don't want to do. We have to rewrite one of those two, right? So one of them says, what do we have here? That we butt heads around what's best for the town. And the other one is Lorraine's trying to kill the old ways that Ruthie is trying to protect. I think the second one, was a kind of a prejudice of Ruthie's. I don't think Lorraine is actually trying to do that. So maybe that's the one we change. I don't know what you'd want to write in instead. Something about, I'm just thinking, something about what you just narrated.
Yeah, like Lorraine has always been on the outside of her family.
And Ruthie is somehow protective of Lorraine. Yeah.
All right,
So that goes white, and then maybe Ruthie is the only one in the family that takes care of Lorraine, or something like that, or that loves Lorraine.
Right.
Do you want me to write it in, or do you want to?
I'm typing it right now.
Okay, cool.
Do you think we see any kind of immediate impact of that, or do you think that's just like something internally that's happening in Ruthie that we might see more of in Act 2?
I mean, I feel like it's part of a sort of trajectory of Ruthie and Lorraine softening to each other, right? That started to happen when they ran up the lighthouse. And so this sort of opening in Ruthie's heart and understanding, I think it does have an effect on their relationship, and they start to just be softer with each other. and listen to each other more.
Maybe
So-
cinematically, I imagine like a little really brief little scene there where we see Lorraine at the bar in the Dagger drinking because she's still kind of shook up by what happened in with the corpse.
Mhm.
And we see Ruthie come into the bar and sit on the stool next to her, and Ruthie doesn't normally do that, and maybe put her arm around Lorraine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think that's a good place to wrap. End of Act 1. So we shall return in time for Act 2. But yeah, I'll stop recording and we'll do our debrief.